Greetings and welcome to News Zim TV. I am Akanaka Masenga. My story is making the headlines. Mthuli Ncube evasive over China donations. In business, Finance Minister defends Zim dollar, tables plans to legally enforce compliance. In sports, Dynamos aim to dent Caps title dream. Now for the news in detail. Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube Friday continued to dodge questions around China's donations to Zimbabwe following disagreements with the Asian country over the figures revealed in the 2020 national budget last week. Ncube, in his budget presentation, claimed China had provided $3.6 million in support to Zimbabwe, but world's second biggest economy reacted swiftly, coming short after accusing President Emmerson Mnangagwa's treasury chief of lying. The Chinese embassy in Harare, in a statement, claimed it had provided $136 million, leaving a discrepancy of $133 million that Ncube has failed to explain, at least in public. The finance minister was responding to questions from journalists at a press conference in Harare, accompanied by Chinese Deputy Ambassador Shao Bohang. Ncube scattered around the issue of figures.
On the bilateral figures, that issue is closed. We've agreed. If you're asking specifically, there is no further conversation on that issue. Again, we appreciate all the support we have received from all our bilateral partners. China has done phenomenally well supporting us, but that issue is closed.
China remains one of Mnangagwa's biggest benefactors as the economic situation continues to deteriorate and Western countries refuse to begin bilateral support to Zimbabwe despite the open for business mantra. ZANU-PF MPs on Friday disrupted the Public Accounts Committee oral evidence hearing from government inputs and equipment suppliers on Command Agriculture for the second time in a week. Chegutu West MP Dexter Nduna stopped proceedings as Fertilizer, Seed and Grain Managing Director Steve Moreland gave oral evidence to the committee on issues pertaining to funding by government worth $400 million according to Auditor General's report. Nduna, who arrived a little late, demanded that committee chairperson and opposition MDC Vice President Tendai Biti stop proceedings, arguing the ruling party MPs did not recognize him. However, MDC Kambuzuma MP Williams Madzimure argued Nduna has a history of deliberately disrupting committee proceedings. Madzimure was referring to the chaotic scenes that rocked the Mines and Mining Development Portfolio Committee early this year when Nduna and Norton independent MP Themba Muliswa almost came to blows.
You want to weaken the office of the Auditor General. You want it to compromise. This is what you want. You want to compromise it because you know there are issues in their reports.
And that's affect.
Purely that is the reason why we are having this problem with this committee. Is because of what is contained in the reports of the Auditor General. That's the only issue. That's the only issue. Nothing else.
When you go into your focus,
the issues that are contained in the Auditor General
and recognize the legitimacy of His Excellency.
Zimbabwe School Examinations Council has announced that this year's Grade 7 examination results are out. According to ZimSec, this year's pass rate stands at 46.9%, about 7% lower than the 2018 pass rate, which stood at 52.8%. In a statement Friday, ZimSec said indigenous languages such as Shona and Isindebele recorded highest subject pass rates with an average of 50%. ZimSec added that female candidates continue to outperform their male counterparts with a margin of 6.34% in 2019. This trend, according to ZimSec, has been maintained since 2015. In business, Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube Friday dismissed claims that the recently introduced Zimbabwe dollar is being rejected by the local market. Ncube instead argued demand for the local currency is high amid indications that a raft of already existing laws will soon be applied to enforce public compliance.
It is not correct. It is not true that the local currency has been rejected. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. So it's not true that it's being rejected. Number two, it's not also easy to de-dollarize. There are too few cases around the world where the people have de-dollarized successfully. Even you struggle to think about prices for your vegetables that you are growing and trying to sell in your spare time without thinking US dollars. Why? You've just come out of a US dollar regime. It's too close. It's normal. It's not abnormal. It's a process. So, but it is not correct to say that the local currency is being rejected. Actually, being embraced substantial. And even some of the scandals we talked about, that's actually a sign that that it is being embraced. Someone wants it, but wants to obtain it through illegal means or by breaking the rules.
Recently appointed Deputy Finance Minister Clemens Chidau supported Ncube's response, stressing that under the measures, companies will be required to declare their source of foreign currency upon declaration of goods being imported at entry points.
In order for us to infuse confidence, obviously it is not going to be easy, but enforcement and compliance is what is going to take us through. So the long and short of it is we are going to come up with a raft of measures. These measures are going to be announced as we go, but these measures are going to make sure that we enforce and make sure that we are, and in the process this is going to infuse confidence.
The remarks come at a time when small and big businesses are openly selling their goods and services in foreign currency, months after government announced the discontinuation of the multi-currency regime that had been in place for a decade and dominated by the US dollar. We end with sports. Dynamos will be desperate to dent old enemy Cape United's hopes of lifting the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League title when the two giants clash in a potentially explosive Harare derby that has weighty historical importance to go with its significance in the title race. The focus of most fans will however be on Cape United when they host a steely Dynamos yet to taste a defeat in the league since losing 1-0 to another rival Highlanders at Barberfield Stadium on June 16. Despite drawing 17 of their 31 league matches this season, Dynamos, who occupy 5th position on the log, have proven to be very difficult to beat this season with a 19-game unbeaten run on the block. Reporting for newzimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masenyama. For this and more stories, visit our website www.newzimbabwe.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, News TV.